Planet Vero Studio is powered by the Nolan Group of RE/MAX Associated Realty. MyNextHomeFinder.com. Cindy Grossman. New York City born and raised, luxury retail management was her game. Saks Fifth Avenue and Nordstrom were her jewelry playgrounds. Had enough at 38, fled to Miami, where Neiman Marcus Bal Harbour found her. Recruited to Mont Blanc, where her regional position challenged her. Met her husband 4 years ago, and Brevard County she did go. COVID hit, she needed a new career fit. Age-defying beauty with Mary Kay, she did say. And now, here's Cindy Grossman.
Hello, 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 and welcome to Mesmerize the Mirror at Any Age. Thanks so much for coming back, Mitch. Good to see you.
It's great to be back here and great to see you as well.
Thank you. Today we have an interesting show that's near to my situation and what I've experienced in my life. Nancy Rose is the founder of Ultimate You Mindset Solutions. She is passionate about supporting other ambitious professionals who are going through a career transition with increasing their energy so they have the stamina to move on to the next phase in their life with clarity and focus. In 2021, she left her full-time faculty position at a community college where she taught in the dental hygiene program for 29 years. She has now fully transitioned to her online coaching and training business, which she started 5 years ago. Nancy's unique process blends her background in neurocoaching and Satori Qigong, as well as background in neuro-linguistic programming and hypnotherapy. Nancy, we're so happy to have you. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
I have to tell you, when you sent me, because everything is online now and email and different things, when you sent me your picture, I said, how could this woman possibly be teaching for 29 years? I'm not sure the picture is a picture of a 29-year-old woman. You look fantastic. So whatever you've been doing, you have definitely been mesmerizing the mirror at any age. I have to tell you, you look fantastic.
Thank you.
And when I saw what you did, and it's funny, I found you on Facebook, and I said, wow, this is really what I have gone through in my life. I transitioned from being in corporate retail management for close to 30 years into nothing for a few years. And then, of course, last October, it's coming up to about a year now, I started my Mary Kay business. So I really appreciate you coming on and talking to our listeners about doing that, because I think, especially during COVID, a lot of people really decided whether or not they were going to stay in their careers or look to do something else. So I appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
What prompted you 5 years ago to make the transition from a faculty position at the local college to what you're doing now? It was certainly pre-COVID, so what prompted you?
Yeah, well, I was actually experiencing work burnout in my mid-40s, and raising a family, having my full-time teaching career, and taking care of my elderly mother, which all kind of took its toll on my health. So it started with a bit of a health issue and emotional overwhelm, which is all connected. And then I just decided to start making myself a priority and to more of a control of my health. I hired a coach who transformed my life, literally. And I became fascinated with the mind and the body and the human behavior after a lot of my own inner personal growth. So I started taking multiple certification courses, and because I was fascinated about how she helped me, and that I didn't even know what was going on under my awareness at the time. And I was nearing my retirement years, and I just knew that I wanted to stay active after retiring. And I just decided that I was going to retire earlier than what I normally would have done had I not gone through all these certifications and kind of learning pattern growth. And in the meantime, I was using it in my teaching and felt better as a teacher, being more present and as a mother and a parent, wife and all that. So all the skills kind of was very leading me to this decision. And then over COVID, I'm like, I had to learn how to transition to teach overnight online with my career as a teacher. And then I just decided that it was time that I didn't want to split my energy anymore. And I was ready with the skills that I've been developing, that I was ready to step fully into my business and leave my career. So that's kind of the journey I've been on.
Amazing. And for you to have experienced that yourself, that certainly gives you the opportunity to help others with that. What would you say is the biggest struggle you see people having making a transition like that?
Yeah, the biggest struggle is getting clear on what they want to do next. And sometimes it's, one business, but then they change their mind or whatever. But it is just that first step, like whether it's what to do first and getting into the momentum of that action at an aligned timeline that suits their goals. And then having a strategic plan to achieve it, because a lot of people have these visions and these grand ideas, but they don't have like a plan to achieve it or the mindset to go with it. So basically, I help with all of that now that I've been going through my own journey. Right.
What do you see are the reasons why they want to make transitions from one career to another?
Well, I'm finding the biggest reasons are like work-life balance. A lot of the people I work with are women struggling with that work burnout in their 40s, kind of nearing the midlife stages and just knowing that they want more work-life balance. Some of them have lost their passion for what they were doing and then just like knew that there was something else that they could be fulfilled with to sustain the rest of, the next phase of their life. A lot of people are not looking to quit work altogether in their 50s, but want to do something and give back to society, but they just don't maybe know what that is yet. So, and some of them right now are just being forced layoffs and huge strains that the pandemic has caused in organizations, and people are struggling with overwhelmed workloads, and they're just saying enough is enough. I mean, they need a change. So those are the reasons that I'm finding right now.
Right. And once they do make the switch and they are starting a new career, what do you see their challenges are, and how do you help them through these challenges?
The biggest thing is the fear of the unknown. People have, especially depending on how long you've been in your current career, their own current reality. And then that, do I have what it takes to start something new? Or what if it doesn't work? Or, a little bit of negative thinking patterns that are going to self-sabotage themselves. And basically just having low energy or fatigue at their current job, so maybe not taking care of themselves first, putting themselves kind of last on the back burner because of the way they've been operating in their life. So those are the kinds of challenges I'm finding that people are facing.
And then how do you help them through that? Because I know you're the ultimate you mindset solution. So.
Yeah, well, I'm a very holistic thinker, and I believe in a holistic approach because sometimes our mind will challenge us, and we think we want something, and we could self-sabotage or put blocks in our way. So my holistic approach will deal with the whole person, their mind, their body, and their soul. What's their soul's calling? So it's a very holistic approach, and looking within. So not just, frantically looking for options and going, ABC. I want it, like we look at what's their they're calling, what's calling to them. So I call it my holistic approach.
Okay. And do you use the hypnotherapy with any of that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Once they get clear, I help them with hypnotherapy to increase their confidence, helping them with taking, their aligned actions and stuff like that. So, yeah, hypnotherapy is definitely in my repertoire for helping them change unconscious patterns, and we deal with a lot of that.
Yeah, hypnotherapy has always fascinated me. So I guess after this show, soon we'll have to get in touch. Is that something that you can do over the phone, or it has to be in person?
Yeah, we can do that over the phone, or I could, once we set up a clarity session, I can definitely customize the client's needs, of course, for that. I don't just have like general run-of-the-mill hypnotherapy CDs. I like to get a deeper understanding of what their needs are, and then develop a custom hypnotherapy session that they can have either as a recording or and repeat it on their own as well.
That sounds great. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Perfect. Okay.
Why hire Cantwell & Goldman? At Cantwell & Goldman, PA, we take pride in what we do. That pride translates into better client service and better client results. At Cantwell & Goldman, PA, we provide high-quality legal solutions for individuals and businesses in Indian River and Brevard counties and throughout the state of Florida. Our experienced attorneys can help you with a range of legal issues, from defending a criminal charge, assistance with a commercial or residential closing, business transaction, or estate planning and probate matters. We are a full-service law firm specializing in estate planning, including trust and estates, as well as commercial and residential real estate and corporate matters throughout the state of Florida. Cantwell & Goldman, PA.
New Vision Eye Center provides world-class eye care on the Treasure Coast. To tell you more, here's Dr. Robert Reinauer.
Many patients are under the impression that floaters in your eyes are a condition that you have to just accept. Floaters can spontaneously appear as part of the natural aging process, and they disrupt your clear vision. Some have had a laser treatment that does not remove the floaters. At New Vision Eye Center, we provide the latest techniques in the permanent removal of floaters in your eyes.
Dr. Robert Reinauer with New Vision Eye Center exclusively performs this proven procedure to remove annoying floaters in the eyes, providing world-class care for macular degeneration, diabetic retinopathy, and retinal surgery. For an appointment, call 772-257-8700 or visit newvisioneyecenter.com. Make the move to retinal specialist Dr. Robert Reinauer at New Vision Eye Center in Vero Beach.
Affordable Water has made great tasting water even more affordable. Right now, get a free reverse osmosis drinking water system with qualifying purchases, or free salt delivery for 6 months. Enjoy clean, pure, crisp tasting water from Affordable Water right away. Call now. Affordable Water.
Call 589-7677 for your H2O. Call the Pure Water Pros. Affordable Water.
Hi, I'm Vicki Soule, CEO of Treasure Coast Community Health. Indian River County is one of the top 10 richest counties in Florida. Yet, half of our families are underserved in medical, dental, and behavioral health care. TCCH, a nonprofit, believes in health care for all. Children need well checks, women need mammograms, men need annual physicals. Please consider partnering with TCCH to help meet the needs of our community. 100% of your gifts stay here. To donate, visit tcchinc.org.
And we're back. We are with Nancy Rose, the founder of Ultimate You Mindset Solutions, talking about transitioning possibly midlife for women from one career to the next. So we were in the middle of some interesting conversation about what women face to decide to make these type of changes, but also Nancy, what would you say the results are that they're really looking for when they do come to you?
Well, they're looking for more energy because they're all already overwhelmed and uncertain. So energy, how they get their energy improved, clearing any mental roadblocks that their conscious or unconscious mind has kind of blocked up with their mindset of even opening the possibility of what they want. We help them glean. I can help them glean their clarity and then create their plan, and also like creating healthier habits, because sometimes we establish some unhealthy habits to deal with our overwhelm and our frustration. So taking care of, like I said, the holistic human being, making sure that they're taken care of first, and then they get the clarity on what they want, and then they plan, the next step from there. So it's a bit of a process to help them get from A to B.
Okay. Now sorry, go ahead,
Well,
Mitch.
I was going to ask the question, Nancy, with regard to your clients, are they wanting to totally take a break from their career, or are they looking to more of a side business to see if that's really what they want? Or
I have a mix of both. Some of them are just like, get me to my retirement. I don't even know if I want anything. But a lot of the ones that I work with are kind of already working like a part-time business, that they just keep either procrastinating on moving on forward with it, or they're not getting success on it and they don't know why. Sometimes there's unconscious things that are going on in their background that they need to clear and deal with before they can actually have success in a business or that sort of thing. So I have both. Some are just kind of get me to the finish line, and also ones that are like, yeah, I'm ready to do something else for the second half of my life, and I'm taking action, but I need help figuring it out more quickly, because it can be daunting on your own.
In working with your clients, do you also interact with, if the client is married or has a long-term relationship with someone else, do you interact with the spouse in the process?
Sometimes if there's a relationship thing that is popping up, and they want a little bit of relationship coaching as well, I'm equipped for that. And actually, communication is a big one. So just even helping with communication between their partner and their, themselves. Like it's much smoother when you first get clear on what you want, and then you can communicate that to your partner. Whether they're supportive or not, it's much easier to move forward when you have a supporting partner and on board on the same page. And that's definitely a stumbling block for some people. They are not maybe understood, or they're not expressing themselves enough clearly, and they're or overworked, and they're not focusing on the relationship. They're like that, right?
Right.
So
That's true.
Whatever is going on, I work with the individual to help them with that, because a lot of people are having it's translating into their relationship, because it's definitely all connected.
Well, I was thinking that, if the one spouse, say the woman, is making a certain amount of money and she wants to transition into another field or another occupation that perhaps, at least for the short term, may not pay as much, and then that creates an issue for a financial issue for the short term for the family as a whole. So that was what I was thinking about.
Absolutely, and that's something that in the planning process, that's something I would have the person dive into with financial aspects. The financial situations are individual, and definitely sometimes moving from one to another is a drop in pay at the beginning, but with any, for businesses, it could surpass. So, and I have no crystal ball for how successful people will be, but I can help them figure that out with, they definitely have to look at all their situation, and including their finances, and take ownership of that, because it is definitely something to keep in mind. Absolutely, you don't want to. Like, I would never tell somebody to quit their job and then not have, their plan. Like, is that it? Like, I don't tell them when they have to quit or what they have to do, but I help them with their mindset on helping with their beliefs, their confidence, any other underlying issues that they want to deal with, and then gain clarity. And then it's up to them to, take the actions that they have planned, and I can help them with that.
That's for sure. I know that leap of faith is really, yes.
I know.
Oh, yes. Yeah. It's a leap of faith. Yeah. And, you really have to work up to it. But from our conversation, it sounds like a good time for somebody to get in touch with you is just before they do complete the transition. They should really get in touch with you and be able to really map out exactly how this can all fall into place with finances and, their mental place in their mindset, so to say, for sure. What's the best advice you would give someone who's really seriously thinking about making a transition? Because now, a lot of people have been home with COVID, and now the offices are saying, well, you have to come back. And a lot of women are like, they became so used to staying home. So they really are looking for another place to work, another type of situation. So what's your best advice with something like that?
Well, if they're called to do something else, there's a reason for it, and it's worth exploring the reasons. And I believe the pandemic has opened people's eyes on what their priorities are, and sometimes it's not like going back to the old ways. It's creating their new path, what they want for their future. So it's definitely worth exploring, especially if you're feeling called to do something else that you don't know what it is and you don't have a plan. So I definitely would say explore it before you, some people will, jump ship and not have a plan A. I don't, the next step. I wouldn't recommend that if that puts the burden on, unless they're really financially stable already.
Right.
Right. So everybody's going to make their choice depending on their comfort level and where they're at their life.
Absolutely.
And I would never tell somebody to quit their job. No. Like I help them with their thought process. It's their choice. So it's definitely, it took me 8 years.
Right. But how do you, right. But honestly, how do you feel now that you made this transition?
I am so fantastically fresh and new. I feel so good.
Great.
I would when I say 8 years, I actually started with a network marketing company first 3 years before I started out in the coaching industry. And then I said, okay, so I had that, I would say 8 years, but the 5 years that I actually started moving my coaching practice. And I feel fantastic now because, I did little steps along the way and I started to do the work and then helping others. At first it was relationship things and parenting things and that sort of niche because I wasn't on the transition end of it. So I was helping people discover what they want to do, but it wasn't necessarily what I'm doing right now is helping that transition person. Right. So I feel fantastic, and I'm so glad that I started doing the action, even with my network marketing. It helped me learn so much, and it got me to the different area where I want to focus. So
excellent.
I feel fantastic, and now I'm really happy I did it.
Wonderful. Before we run out of time, please, Nancy. Sure. How can people get in touch with you? Very important.
Okay, so my website is www.ultimateu.today, and the word ultimate and then the letter U, like universe. So www.ultimateu.today, and they can put their name and contact information if they want me to book a free 30-minute consultation call.
Fantastic. Sounds good.
They can find me on LinkedIn as well.
Okay, Nancy Rose. Okay, and of course, they can always get in touch with the show, Mesmerize the Mirror, at any age. Yeah. And we can certainly steer them in the right direction. Thanks so much, Nancy.
Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Take care.
A great daily skincare routine can help with anti-aging, wrinkles, texture, tone, and elasticity. Cindy Grossman specializes in